Alrighty, guys and gals. Been a minute since you've had a Algebra 1 video. Lecture 9, what we're going to talk about is graphing linear inequalities. And one of the key points is making sure you guys get these in slope. I'll put a star right here. Slope, intercept form. And guys, what we're going to try to do after we graph these is find a solution. Inequalities are a little bit interesting in their solutions. Okay, so example 1, pause the video if you need to. We want to graph and find a solution. Now, there is infinitely many solutions, and it's kind of hard to grasp this concept because not everything is a solution, but there is infinitely many solutions to this inequality. It goes on forever. Now, we want to recognize this in slope-intercept form. Okay? We want y by itself. So I'm going to list a couple important key features that we should recognize. My slope, m, is 2. Not a run, put a 1. Not one there, put 1 there. And my y-intercept is 3. Now, inequalities have a different type of, I'm going to put that back there. They have a different type of graphing. If we look at the symbol, okay, y is less than. Well, what does that mean? We're going to have one of two things. We're going to have a dotted or solid line, okay, and it's going to be shaded above or below. Now, to determine whether it is dotted or solid, we look at the symbol itself, okay? I'll put a circle around it right here, that guy right there. Does it have a line underneath of it? If you answer no, you're correct. That means that this line is going to be dotted. Okay, so I'm going to say that my line is going to be dotted. Now, is the inequality symbol facing toward or away from y? If it's facing away from y, okay, because here's y right here. I'm going to erase it and make y a little bit bigger. It's facing away from y, so that means it's less than. If it's less than, sorry, I had the bell ring. If it's less than, we're going to shade below. Okay? So when I graph this, I need a dotted line and it needs to be shaded below. Well, just like any other line that we're going to graph, we're going to take care of a slope and y-intercept. All right? Now, if you recall, our y-intercept was positive 3. So I'm going to graph 3 right here. Okay? That's my y-axis, y-intercept. From that point, we're going to use our slope, which is 2 over 1 here. Okay, right here, 2 over 1, to find another point. So from my y-intercept, I'm going to count up 2, and then over 1, run is always to the right. Now I have 2 points. Now recall back, we need a dotted line, and it needs to be shaded below. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to shade below the line. Oops. Let me try something real quick. There we go. So here's my dotted line. I'm just going to draw a dashed line. Okay, it's not equal to anything that exists on this line. So there's my dotted line, And I'm going to shade below. Below the line means, well, underneath the roof. So I'm going to shade this region right here. Okay? And this thing goes on forever. It'll go all the way this way, all the way down through here, as long as it's underneath the line. And this line continues on through here. All right? Now, when I say find a solution, okay, I want to find a point, any point in this shaded region. Okay? Guys, the most obvious point I always pick, just find one. There it is. I mean, if it's there, if the origin is there in the shaded region, it is one of the solutions. Now, any point in the shaded region can be a solution. What I don't want you to do is pick a point over here and call it a solution. It's not in the shaded region. All right? And guys, that's it. I mean, you got other points here that you could pick, but if the origin is there, I always go for the origin if it's in the shaded region. It's limitless. Okay? Plot a point and name it as long as it's in the shaded region. Now, example 2, we have one where it is not in slope-intercept form. Now, we got to be able to apply what we learned last week and get y by itself. Why am I getting y by itself? Well, A, we're looking for slope-intercept form. Okay? So let's take everything else to the other side. I need to do the opposite. Opposite of plus 3x is minus 3x. Be fair, do both sides. Sometimes I keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Now bring down this symbol. Bring down everything left to right. I can't combine these numbers here. They're not like terms. But it's going to start looking like it's in slope-intercept form. Alright? Now, y is being multiplied by negative 6. I need to do the opposite. Divide. Divide by negative 6 on each one of these terms. Now, when we divide by a negative, here comes that rule. What do we do with the sign? We got to flip it. Negative 3 over negative 6 is positive 1/2. Positive 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. Now I'm going to write to the side here in green. Slope, it's 1/2. Got to rise, got to run, good there. My intercept is negative 2. Okay. And what kind of line are we going to have? Well, if I look at this symbol, there's a line underneath. That means it's going to be solid. It's less than y. So that means I'm going to shade below. If you can list those 4 key points, those key features, you're going to be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and graph it here and then find a solution in the shaded region. Y-intercept, I'll stay green here, is negative 2. Okay, my slope is 1 over 2, so start here. Go up 1 over 2. Okay, always start on the y-axis. I have a solid line, so you draw as straight as you can. All right, less than means I shade below. So I'm going to shade below the roof here. Now, guys, as I'm shading, okay, I'm going to just kind of get to the point here. As I'm shading, find a point in that shaded region. Now, if it's a solid line, can I use a point on the line? Absolutely, because it's solid, it can be equal to that. You could use the y-intercept if you really wanted to. I have no problem with that. That is a solution. It's on a solid line. So that point is 0, -2. Or you could go right below it. There's a point there, 0, -3. Any point in the shaded region is fair game. But since we got a solid line, we can use any point there. That'd be 2, -1 right there. All right. Well, guys, hope this helps. We will see how we do tomorrow. Talk to you later.